trying to change out your AA batteries on something and all you have is a AAA battery, well, I'm gonna show you how you can make a AAA battery work instead of having to go out and buy new AA batteries. For this hack to convert your AAA battery to a AA battery, you're gonna need a AAA battery and some aluminum foil. You're gonna peel off a little bit and you're going to wad it up and put it on the side where the spring goes. Then you'll put your battery in and it should work just like a AA battery. That totally worked. Such a cool hack. In a previous hacks video, I showed you how to fill up a bucket with a dustpan. Today, I want to try a pool noodle. I know, it's kind of crazy. Let's see if it works. So same concept, I'm gonna connect my pool noodle to my faucet. I'm gonna put the other end in my bucket and see if I'm able to get water through my pool noodle to my bucket. I have my bucket down here, my pool noodle, I'm gonna connect it to my faucet. All right, it's the moment of truth. I'm gonna turn on the water. This is a pretty fun hack, but let me know if you guys would ever try this. You have hangers like this just around your house, you don't really use them, and maybe you're getting ready to throw them out. Well, before you throw them out, you can actually break off these little clips on the side. You can use these in your kitchen as chip clips. That was so easy and a great way to recycle. If you're trying to cut on your cutting board and it's sliding around all over the place, here's a hack you can try. Get a damp paper towel and just set it underneath your cutting board. It's gonna help hold everything in place while you're cutting. I find that hanging up pictures with 2 hanger hooks on the back is really difficult. This is a hack to make it a little bit easier. So what you're gonna need is some painter's tape, and you want to extend your painter's tape across both of the hooks on the back of your picture frame. Take a Sharpie and you're gonna mark your holes right where you'd want your screws to go into the wall. Pull off your tape and hang it up where you wanna hang your picture. Now you have an exact guide of where to put your screws into the wall. Now remove your painter's tape and hang up your picture. Here's a hack to never have to use a dustpan again. So when you're sweeping, you want to sweep everything into a pile. Then take a paper towel and wet the edge of it. Place the paper towel down on the floor, and then you're going to sweep on the edge that's wet all of the crumbs into the paper towel, fold it up and throw it away. So if you're wearing a swimsuit this summer that has a tie around the neck, you may be worried about it coming untied, or maybe it's a little bit loose. Here is a way to keep it tight as well as being able to adjust it as you're wearing it. So what you want to do is you want to lay out your top straps. You're going to make a loose knot in each side of your strings. Then you're gonna take one of the strings and put it in the opposite side's knot. Take your other string and put it in the other side's knot. From there, you can tighten your knots, and then by pulling on your strings, you're able to adjust it and make it tight, and it's not coming undone till you're ready. So I had to figure out a hack for these candles. These are actually candles that I've had a while now from JCPenney, and these are the candles, but look at how they kind of lean. They don't stay in here very well. So a hack you can do with your tapered candles is actually get a rubber band. I have black ones, but you could use any color, and then you're going to wrap the rubber band around the bottom of your tapered candle. So these are smaller rubber bands, so they fit around about 3 times. Then you're going to place your candle back into the holder, and what it's gonna do, it's going to fill in that gap for your candle, and now these candles stand up straight and they're perfect. I hate anytime I'm getting ready to bake how cold the butter is and it's just not ready to use in my recipe. Here's a hack to soften your butter in minutes. Fill a cup up with water, place it in the microwave for a minute. I'm gonna take the cup out and then I'm gonna dump the water in the sink. I'm gonna set my cup on my cold butter for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, your butter should be softened and ready to go. I get comments all the time with people saying, Liz, I love the labels you make on the Cricut machine, but I don't have a Cricut. So if you don't have one and you just have a computer and a printer, I want to show you how you can make your own labels. So I have these 3 jars here that I want to label. I went into Word and I typed out the labels I wanted and printed them off on a regular inkjet printer. So I have pasta, Cheerios, and rice. Next, I'm going to cut out my label. Then I picked up some packing tape and I'm gonna cut the packing tape off and put it directly onto my label. Then I will take the label with the packing tape on it and submerge it into warm water for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, I'm gonna start rubbing the paper off the back. Pull it out of the water once you get all the paper off and let it dry completely. Then you can stick it directly onto your jars. This is an easy way you can have labels without using a Cricut. I feel like these turned out awesome if you're looking for an affordable way to customize some of the containers in your kitchen. So last year, I showed you guys a hack with these aluminum foil pans where I put ice in here. Then I took another aluminum foil pan, put it on top, and then added in some fruit. So it was a way to keep your fruit or any items you're wanting to keep cold when you're having a party, nice and cold. Somebody suggested, why don't you actually fill this pan up with water instead of using ice, then freeze it, and it'll work the same way. And I thought, that is genius. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna fill this pan up just a little full, maybe like a ½ inch or an inch with water. I'm gonna place it into my freezer. Now you can add your fruit into your top container. I just have some strawberries or blueberries here, but really you could use any fruit, or really this is a great way to keep anything cold. Now, if you guys are wondering about this marble mat that I have, this is actually a stone mat that soaks up liquid really well. I bought it off of Amazon. I'll link it for you down in the description box, along with any other products I'm showing in this video. Now I'll just add in my fruit. All right, you guys, now it's completely frozen, so I'm gonna put my fruit on top. I love this hack. I think it's a perfect way to keep my fruit cold at my next get-together. One of the things that I don't like around my craft room is when I have string or ribbon and it's just kind of all over the place, so I like putting them in mason jars. This mason jar you can pick up at Dollar Tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna poke 3 different holes in the top of my container, and then I'm gonna put my string inside. So to do that, I'm gonna use a nail and a hammer. This is like a little hammer. I think these are like the hammers you get like the Home Depot kids, what are they called? Build and Grow program. But I love these, we use these all the time. So I created a hole, so I'm just gonna pull that nail out and then I'll make a hole over here. Now you could put as many holes as you need. I'm just going to take my ribbon, put it inside, and see, once you get this going once, you don't have to do it again. So then I'm just gonna string my ribbon through my holes. Now for some reason, look and see, my holes aren't really big enough. So what I'm gonna do is just take that nail, put it back in, and I'll just kind of try to move it around to make that hole bigger. So I'm gonna stick the string through this hole. I'm not gluing anything in place, so you can always change this out, or if you finish up this one, you can always use a different one. So I'll do the same thing with my red twine. I'll just put it in there, and then I'll push it through one of the holes. And then I'll also do that with the black. Okay, I got all 3 of my strings in there, so I'm just gonna tighten this. And then anytime I need to take a little bit of ribbon off, I'll just pull off what I need and cut it. Here's a quick hack to try out at your next party to save so much time. When you're having a large party, it's a really good idea to do as much prep work as possible to save you time and so you can enjoy the event. So what you're going to need is just any kind of cupcake or muffin tin. I'm gonna add in some paper liners. Scoop out your ice cream and put it into your paper cupcake liners. Then you're going to take this and put it in the freezer. When it's time for your party, time for cake and ice cream, you can pull it out. You can easily pull out one of these individual servings, put it on a plate with your cake, or if you're serving ice cream cones, you can actually put it on top of any ice cream cone. It just makes it so much easier for you. There's so many different ways that you can clean your blinds, and there's a lot of hacks for cleaning your blinds as well. So I'm gonna try out 2 different ones and let you know which one I prefer. So this first one, you need a pair of just really inexpensive tongs. You could use tongs you already have at your house. These are from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna take the tongs, and then I have a microfiber cleaning cloth that I'm just going to wrap around one of the sides of my tong. Then I'm going to use a rubber band to secure it in place. And I'll repeat that on the other side. Now you can clean your blinds by clamping down on the tongs and rubbing them along your blinds. It's gonna collect all the dust here, and then when you're done, just remove the rubber bands and you can throw these in your washing machine. Now I think even a simpler hack, we'll see how it goes, are these gloves that I picked up off of Amazon. I'll link them for you down in the description box. But essentially what you do is you just put these gloves on, and then you can just put your hands in between the blinds on the top and the bottom. It's gonna collect all of the dust in your hand. And then when you're done, pull them off and put them in your washing machine, and they're completely reusable. Let me know down in the comments which one of these hacks you prefer, the blue or the yellow. I think me personally, I like the gloves better because I can just run my hands down the blinds and I think it cleans it a lot faster. Make sure you paint that subscribe button. If you're watching me on your phone, the subscribe button is right next to my channel name. Click the red subscribe button so it goes from red to gray. You can also click the notification bell so you can see more videos like my Dollar Tree DIYs, home hacks, and room makeovers. If you're like me, you buy fresh herbs for one recipe and then you end up not using them and they go bad. So I have a hack for you to make sure that you use all of your fresh herbs because these are expensive. We're gonna make herb flavor bombs that you can add to your freezer and pull out anytime you need a little bit of extra seasoning. So you're going to need an ice cube tray. I find that these little silicone ones work best, but honestly, you could use any type of ice cube tray. You can put any herbs you want in here. I'm gonna put a little bit of minced garlic. I'm also going to add some minced rosemary in there. Next, you can add in your favorite oil, place it in the freezer. Once they're completely frozen, you can add them to a Ziploc baggie. Then anytime you need to add them to a recipe, you can just add them to your skillet. It's amazing all the different things you can do with ice cube trays, from organization to different hacks. Another product you're gonna need for your pancakes is a mixing bowl. I have a cool hack for this too. I'm gonna use the ice cube trays to pre-make my pancakes in the morning. This is a great hack to save you time in the morning. So what you wanna do is just make your pancakes like you normally would. I'm gonna be using this Dollar Tree bowl. Now the cool thing about these bowls is you can actually use this back spout on the handle to pour it into your ice cube trays. If you're making them on the stove, you can pour them out using this handle as well. Before you pop them in the freezer, add in your favorite toppings if you like toppings on your pancakes. Now I'm gonna put them in the freezer, let them freeze. Once they're totally frozen, I'll take them out of the ice cube trays and just store them in a Ziploc baggie. Then whenever you're having a busy morning, you can directly put them on the stove. They're gonna cook up nicely and you don't have to worry about mixing up your batter in the morning.
All right, Liz, for this next hack, we're gonna need rice.
Okay.
A glass container, and then you're gonna need to go find a dull knife.
Okay, let's see. This one doesn't work very well.
All right, you're gonna pour the rice into the glass container.
Okay.
And then after you get that filled up, you're going to put your knife into the rice. It's supposed to sharpen your knife.
How's it gonna do that?
I do not know if this is gonna work or not, but this is one of the suggestions.
Okay, let's
so
try
I'm
it.
interested to see.
Okay. So I have my knife, and I know this is a dull knife in here. How long does it take to sharpen? Do we have to put it in and out?
The comment didn't specify how long to put it in. It said to leave it in there, so I'm wondering if it needs to be left there over time.
Okay.
Or if we can see a difference just by doing it a couple times.
I'll try cutting something and see if I notice anything yet.
Yeah, I think we should definitely do it a couple of times to see if it'll work.
Okay, I'm gonna rinse it off. Okay, let's see, because I know this knife is not...
It actually worked.
I'm telling you, I think this worked. Because this is like cutting it really well. I promise you this wasn't very sharp. Okay, I think this rice hack worked.
I honestly thought this one was gonna be a fail. Out of all of the ones we've shown today.
That's wild. You could get a bigger vase and put all your knives in there. Looking for a way to keep your kids entertained this summer? I got a great hack for you. We're gonna be making reusable water balloons that are gonna keep them entertained for hours. So what you need is a bunch of sponges. These are all from Dollar Tree, and a pack of zip ties. So take 2 of the sponges and you're going to cut them into 3 strips so you have 6 sponges. Get a zip tie, you can get these at Dollar Tree as well. Then alternate the colors. You're gonna put a zip tie through the middle, make it as tight as possible. Then you're just going to fluff out your sponges on either side, cut the excess off of your zip tie, and add them to your bucket. Now that I have all the sponges made, I'm gonna fill my bucket up about halfway with water. Then you can send your kids outside with these water balloons, and the best part is they're reusable. If you make any cookies or baked goods and you want to cover them, here's a simple hack. So you're going to need a plastic bowl from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some of these wood rings. Now, if you can't find wood rings, you could also use their shower rings. So I'm going to take out maybe 2 or 3 of my wood rings. And then you're going to flip your bowl over. Next, you're going to put a little bit of hot glue on the inside of one of your rings. And then place the top ring and just try to make them as even as possible. I'm gonna add some hot glue to the base of my rings where I put the hot glue earlier, and then I'm gonna place it in the center of my bowl. Now you can use your regular dinner plates for this. This is just one I had in my cabinet. You can place your baked goods on it. If you wanna leave them out all day, just put your Dollar Tree cover on. So if you happen to have a recipe where you need to remove egg yolks, here's a hack you can try. So crack your egg, put it in your bowl, then you're gonna use an empty water bottle to remove the yolk. So what you wanna do is squeeze your water bottle, place it on top of the yolk, and then release the area you were squeezing, and it should go into your water bottle. And you can immediately pull your water bottle up, and hopefully you're left with just egg whites in your bowl. I can't believe how easy that was. Try this the next time you have to give a gift. So with your Dollar Tree gift bag, what you're gonna do is take your strings and poke them through the other side. With these 2 strings, I'm gonna put them through the hole over on this side. And then with these 2 strings, I'm gonna push those through to the other side. Now you're gonna take your 2 handles and pull tight. And you've closed up your bag. This is such an easy way to close up your bag. You don't even need tissue paper. And then when they go to open the gift, all they have to do is pull it to open it. A lot of times I get really nervous to travel with my makeup. I'm worried that it's going to break. So here's a hack you can try when you're traveling. So if you have a compact like this would even work for your powder or your blushes. Take a few disposable cotton pads and you're just going to set them directly on your makeup. Then latch this in place, and that is going to create a barrier while you're traveling so that your makeup doesn't break. If you're like me, you may forget what paint color you paint certain rooms in your house, especially a year or 2 down the line. But let's say you want to touch up that paint. An easy way to remember your paint colors is to actually take off your light switch outlet. And a lot of times when you paint, those are already off. Use a Sharpie or a pen to write your paint color on the back of your wall plate outlets. That way, anytime you need to remember your paint colors, it's right there. tried out many hacks to shine up my sink, from using lemons to baby oil. I heard the best hack is actually using limes and baking soda, so let's try it out and see if it works. I think this hack worked great. It's a natural alternative you can do to clean out your sink so you don't have to use chemicals. And if you have any limes that are getting ready to go bad, it may be one you want to try out. I have 2 ideas for you guys on how you can store craft supplies. So when I was in the Crafter's Square, I found this retractable holder and I thought this would be perfect for paintbrushes. So this is what it looks like out of the packaging. You're just going to unscrew it. Then the side that has the little handle on it, you're gonna take your paintbrushes and put them in. This would be great if you had to transport your brushes or if you didn't have a designated craft space. Then you're gonna take this and just slide it back on, and it easily stores all your paintbrushes. The other cool thing about this is you can customize it based on the size of your brushes. So if your brushes are a little bit longer, you can just leave it out a bit. Now, another way you can store your brushes, this is great if you have a place to display them or you have a craft room. You want a clear glass from Dollar Tree. And then I also picked up some of these crushed glass pieces, but you could use rocks or anything they have at Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna cut a few of these and put them into my container. Then you can place your paintbrushes inside. The thing I like about this is it keeps them separated, so when you go to get a paintbrush, you can see the different ones that you have. So you know when you have these bags without any closure and you only use a little bit of them, but you don't really have a good way to secure them? Let me show you this next hack. So what you're gonna do is just take your pair of scissors, you're gonna cut down on one side, cut on the other side, and then in the middle. What you've now created is 2 little handles that you can easily tie together to close your bag. Anytime I would travel, I used to avoid bringing like small necklaces like this because I felt like no matter what I did, they would always get tangled up in my jewelry bag and then it would take me hours to untangle them. So I have a hack if you want to travel with small necklaces. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna unclasp them and then you need to get a straw. Just keep in mind, whatever straw you pick, your necklace has to be able to fit in here. So you're going to put one side of your necklace through your straw until it comes out the other side, and then you're just going to clasp your necklace back together. And no matter what you do, if you throw this into your suitcase, it's not gonna get tangled up. This hack is best for smaller necklaces because it's gonna have to be able to fit through your straw. You could always cut a straw in half if it was like a shorter necklace as well. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment the word of the day, which is hacks. I feel like in my living room, office, I always need a bunch of power cords for all the different cords that we have, routers, different things like that. So my solution in my living room is to actually put all of those in a cabinet. So if you have a power cord that you can put inside your cabinet, you can drill a hole on the back of your cabinet, feed all of those cords in there. That way they're out of the way and you don't have to see them. So this next hack I found really interesting. So someone suggested whenever you need to touch up paint on your walls, take a little bit of your paint and add in some water, and it's supposed to help your paint blend in a little bit better when you're touching it up on the walls. So this is the accent wall paint for my bedroom upstairs. So we're gonna go try it out. I definitely think if your paint is older or a little bit on the drier side, this is a good hack to kind of refresh it to do your touch up. Our next hack is how to keep your paint fresh using saran wrap. Now, I've actually done this hack in another video, but it's a great idea. So what you wanna do is pull off some saran wrap, and when you're getting ready to close up your paint can, you're gonna put the saran wrap over the top of your paint can. Then you'll put the lid on top and close it up like you normally would. It's gonna make it a lot easier to open it the next time you go to use your paint. I think the best way to clean your ceiling fans is with an old pillowcase. This is an easy hack. All you have to do is find an old pillowcase. You're gonna put it over your fan blades, and as you're pulling it off, it's gonna remove any dust that are on your fan blades. I did a hack where I showed you how to hang a picture on a wall using chopsticks to keep your hand at a safe distance away from the hammer. And a viewer commented and said, I think that same hack would work using a comb. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. So to hang my nail on the wall, I'm gonna place the nail into the comb, and then I'll put my comb where I wanna nail it in, use my hammer to nail it in, and I think it works just the same as the chopsticks. My hand is still at a safe distance, so another great idea. Let me know what you would rather try, the chopsticks or the comb. Have you ever been out at the store and wished that you had a measuring tape so you could measure furniture or different home decor pieces that you want to bring into your home? Well, here's a hack you can try. A dollar bill measures about 6 inches long. So if you don't have a measuring tape, pull out a dollar bill and you can use it to measure the different items to find out roughly how long something is. Next, we're gonna do a Dollar Tree bathroom hack using cabinet shelves. So you need to pick up 2 of these cabinet shelves at Dollar Tree, and you're gonna start by flipping them over. So you're gonna go about halfway between your shelf, and you're going to set it down so that they're about evenly spaced out. So all 4 of your legs are evenly spaced out. Then you're going to need some zip ties. We're gonna use the zip ties to hold this in place. You can use any color. I'm gonna try to go in with this clear one. So I'm gonna start with zip tying and just get it as tight as possible. Then I'm gonna come to the other edge and zip tie that in place. So that's holding right there pretty steady. And now I'm just going to go in and put 2 more zip ties at this end down here. So it's nice and secure now. If you needed some additional zip ties, you could always put 1 or 2 in the center here. I'm just gonna cut off the extra links on my zip ties. Now to make this into a towel rack that you can put on your wall, what we need to do is bend these pieces up so that the towels will fit in at an angle. All right, so you just wanna check them and try to get them about the same level if possible. Now you can hang this on the wall with some command hooks in your bathroom and add in your towels. In a past hacks video, I used a toothbrush holder as a vase. The cool thing about that hack is it separated out all of the florals. Someone left a comment saying, wouldn't it be cool if you used it in a larger vase and maybe use several toothbrush holders and some poster tack to hold them in place? So we're gonna try out that hack today. I went to the thrift store and I picked up a larger vase and I spray painted it a dark blue color. I have 3 toothbrush holders from Dollar Tree, and I also have some poster tack that you can get at Dollar Tree as well. Now my toothbrush holders fit in here pretty snug, so I don't know if I need the poster tack, but I'm gonna put some on the bottom. Now that my toothbrush holders are inside of the larger vase, they're gonna act as separators to make my arrangement look really nice and full. I'm gonna be adding in some pampas grass. I've used this before. It's perfect for the fall, even going into winter. I'll link it for you down in the description box. I love this, you guys. It is separating out these stems so well, and even if you don't get them directly in the toothbrush holder, you can definitely put them to the side, and in my opinion, making it look so much more full. I am really blown away by this hack. Look how gorgeous these florals look. This works so well to space everything out. Nothing's falling over, so 10 out of 10. I definitely would do this hack again. So I saw this onion hack and I really wanted to try it out. So essentially, if you get your onion wet, it's supposed to help with tearing whenever you're cutting up your onion. So I'm gonna start by just cutting the skin off of my onion. Then I'm gonna get it wet underneath my faucet, and then I'll try to cut it and see if that prevents tearing. My cutting board has water on it as well as the onion.
Any tears yet?
So far, so good. I kind of think this hack is actually working. Like, I would think that normally I would rinse my onions off, but I've never thought of it this way. But absolutely no tearing so far. Let me know if you guys knew about this hack. I'm a believer. I cut up my entire onion and I didn't feel teary-eyed at all. Now let's say you're moving or maybe just carrying a lot of things in and out of your house and you want your door to keep from locking. You can use this rubber band hack. So you're gonna take a rubber band, wrap it around one of the doorknobs, cross it over, and then put it on the other doorknob. This is going to keep that center portion from latching so you can easily go in and out of your door. There's so many cool hacks you can do with cupcake liners. One, for example, let's say it's a hot summer day and you don't want anything going into your drink. Take a cupcake liner, fold it in half, put a little slit at the top, and then place it over your drinking straw. This will protect your drink while you're outside. Now, if you have kiddos that take a while to eat their popsicles and the popsicle runs all down their hands, take a cupcake liner, put a little slit at the bottom, open up your popsicle, and then you'll place the stick in the cupcake liner. When the popsicle starts to melt, it'll fall into the cupcake liner. I love using mason jars, but I'm not a fan of mason jar lids because they fall apart. But did you know that most of the lids that you have on items in your pantry actually work on a mason jar? So this is another almond butter lid. Fits perfectly, or something as simple as my pickle jar lid that fits on there as well. So use your other lids if you don't like a mason jar lid. I've shown you many hacks over the years of how you can make your stems look better in a vase. This is a thrifted vase that I have, but a lot of times when you put your stems in there, they kind of fall over and they don't look exactly how you want them. So a Dollar Tree hack that you can try is use a mason jar. You can pick these up at Dollar Tree and you're just going to place it into the center of your vase. Now, if you don't have a mason jar, you can also use any kind of Dollar Tree container, and then you're gonna put your stems inside of the mason jar. This is going to help your stems stay upright so much better than just putting them inside the vase. I have filmed a lot of videos in my bedrooms, around my beds, and I always want my sheets to look perfect, nice and crisp, almost like I ironed them but didn't. So I have a trick to make my sheets look as neat as possible. So after you put your sheets and your comforter on your bed, simply spray them with a little bit of water, and then you're going to tug at the edges. This is going to get any wrinkles out of your sheets. They'll dry up in about 20 minutes and they look so much better. So if you're wanting nice, crisp, and straight sheets, try this hack out. In a previous hacks video, I showed you guys how you could find the start of your tape by putting a paper clip on the edge, and I got a ton of comments and suggestions in that video. So one person suggested to put a bread tab, which a lot of us have just sitting around our houses that we typically don't end up using. Put a bread tab on the bottom of your tape. I think that's a great idea. Another idea we had from a couple of nurses, shout out to our nurse friends watching, they said what they like to do with their tape is just fold the end over. That way you don't even need to have a paper clip or bread tab with you. I think all three are great options, just whatever works best for you. You're gonna be traveling on a road trip and maybe you want to bring games that require dice. A great travel hack is to pick up these craft and bead storage containers at Dollar Tree. Next, what you can do is just open it up, put 2 dice into the container, close the lid, and instead of having to throw the dice when you're traveling, all you have to do is shake it and you can read your dice through the plastic. One of my favorite organization items from Dollar Tree is this dish towel holder. I use it every day and it goes underneath my sink, but you can actually use this to store your paper towels as well. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So you just wanna pull it apart. Next, you're gonna take one end of the dish towel holder, place your paper towels on it, and then you'll put the other side and connect them in the middle. And then you're just going to twist them together. Then you can just place it on the inside of your cabinet. Have you ever tried cleaning your baseboards with dryer sheets? It's a great hack. It picks up a lot of dirt and dust and it smells really nice. I love giving this job to my kids. You get containers like this for your drinks in 4-packs or 6-packs. Don't throw them out. I have a way you can recycle them. So after you've used all of the drinks in here, this makes an awesome storage container. Since I love crafts, I kept thinking this would be perfect to put spray paint in, just to kind of organize it so they don't roll around. So I can put 4 cans of spray paint in here. But you could also use this in your craft space as well. And if you wanted to get even fancier, you could paint it. I did a hack where I was using essential oils on the inside of a toilet paper roll to help your bathroom smell fresh. And someone said, what if you put essential oils on a cotton ball and put it in your vacuum, so as you're vacuuming, it'll help the area you're cleaning to smell nice and clean. So that's what we're gonna try out today. So I have my set of essential oils and some cotton balls. I'm only gonna get out 1 cotton ball. Now, what scent should we go with? I'm thinking lemon. Let's go simple. We'll go lemon for the first time and see if we can smell it. Okay, so I am going to add the lemongrass to this cotton ball. Okay, I feel like I added quite a bit. Like I could definitely smell the lemon right now. I'm gonna be using my Shark Wand vac. This is one of my new hand vacs. I'll link it below, but it's awesome. So I'm just going to push this button right here, and then the dispenser comes open. I'm gonna set it in there. I have a lot of pampas grass on the floor from the hack that we just did, so I'm gonna try to vacuum that up and see if we can smell the lemon. Okay, verdict, you guys. I definitely smell the lemon. It honestly smells really good. So I would say go with an essential oil scent that you like, but this is a great hack and definitely works. The only problem is you'd have to do this every time you vacuum your house in order to get that smell, but I think this one's pretty cool. If you love nut butter but don't like the separation, a hack is to actually store your nut butter upside down in your pantry. That's going to prevent the separation that happens. And then when you want to use it, you just flip it over and it's ready to go. Have you heard of a hack to sharpen scissors using tin foil? That's exactly what we're going to do today. Now, I love buying Dollar Tree scissors, but they can get really dull. So what you want to do is take your tin foil, fold it over 2 or 3 times, and then you're just going to cut along the tin foil to help keep them sharp. I love these organizers that they sell at Dollar Tree for organizing things in my car. So you could organize your kids' activity books, their crayons, anything in here. This is also great if you get fast food. You can easily put a drink in here and all the different items that you pick up. Your kids can easily eat out of it or yourself. I saw this hack on TikTok for how you can actually peel your garlic so easily, and I thought there's absolutely no way this works. Essentially what you do is just put a knife into the bulb and it pulls the garlic straight out without having to peel it or anything. So I'm gonna be trying a butter knife, and I also have my garlic here. So let's see if this hack works. So I'm gonna take the knife, put it into the bulb. Okay, that didn't work. Let's see if I can try it again. I mean, I will say it's kind of easier than cutting it. You just push it in and you're supposed to pull it out, but it doesn't take the skin. Well, it kind of took the skin off there. Let's try it on this side, you guys. Okay, you take the knife, put it into the bulb, and you're supposed to pull it out. Oh, maybe you kind of press to the side. I mean, that did work. It didn't get it completely out though. I would say that kind of worked with the butter knife, but I'm gonna try something a little bit sharper. I'm actually going to use a steak knife. So I'm just going to stick the steak knife in here and see if I can pull it out without having any skin on it.
It worked that time.
Okay,
What?
that may have been a fluke. Let's try it again. Okay, now see, that has the skin on it. I definitely would say it works sometimes. Like sometimes I pull it out and it came out completely clean. Other times I would pull it out, the bulb would come out, but it would still have the skin on it. So honestly, I would say this hack works about 50% of the time, but it's an easy way to just pull off a couple of bulbs of garlic. So I think it's worth giving it a try. On one of my Amazon live streams, Victoria told us that she actually puts her plastic wrap in the freezer and keeps it in there all the time. And then when she needs it, she pulls it out and it's so much easier to cut being in the freezer. So we're gonna try that out. So I'm gonna put this plastic wrap in the freezer and see if it works. I've had it in the freezer now for a few hours. Let's see if this actually works. I'm kind of skeptical. All right, let's see if I'm able to pull it out. Well, that pulled out pretty easily. Let's see, and I'll cut it. All right, that was too easy. Let's see, let's try another piece. Honestly, I don't know. I do feel like it helps it to cut a little bit better. It's not clinging up as much as it normally would. So that's not a bad hack. If you like these drinks in these brown amber bottles, these are great to reuse. Now you can keep them as they are and use them for so many things around your house, but another trick you can do is actually take the lid off, put in water or any cleaner you may have, and most spray bottle lids will fit onto these amber containers so you can make your own household cleaners or solutions. Have you ever had a Sharpie that just stopped working? That's super annoying because these are really expensive. I have a hack for you to help bring these back to life. I'm gonna add 3 drops of 70% isopropyl alcohol on the end of my Sharpie. Really? It was like 20 drops. Oops. Okay, next I'm going to take the lid, put it back on, and then you're going to shake it up, and hopefully this brings my Sharpie back to life. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if it works. Oh, wow. Okay, that brought this back to life. I wouldn't say it's as good as a new Sharpie, but if you're in a pinch, it works pretty good. Do you ever feel like when you buy berries at the store, they're constantly getting moldy and they go bad before you're able to eat them? Well, a solution I have found that makes them last just a little bit longer is to wash my berries in a vinegar and water solution before I put them in the fridge. So I'm just going to take these blueberries, I'm gonna dump them into the bowl, and then I'm gonna put about a cup of vinegar in here and the rest with water. Let them sit for about 15 minutes in the water and vinegar solution. Next, I'm going to rinse it off and then I'll store them. The key is to make sure you rinse them really well so you don't have that vinegar taste. If you're gonna be putting real plants into your terracotta pots, it's a great idea to actually soak them with water before you start planting because terracotta pots are really dry. You don't want it to be drawing the moisture from your plant. So run it under water, make sure it's nice and wet before you put the plants in. So I recently learned you're actually supposed to store your bananas and apples separately. It helps them to last longer. Let me know down in the comments if you guys knew that. So I have my bananas in one bowl and my apples in another. I used to just put them together, but now I'm gonna store them separately. The #1 comment I get in all of my home hacks videos is your suggestions on how to remove labels. So we're not trying one today, we are trying 5 different ways on these 5 jars to remove labels. I picked out the ones that I thought were the most interesting. We're gonna try them out right now. So how are we gonna remove these labels? We're gonna try hand sanitizer, vegetable oil, Goo Gone, peanut butter, and a combination of baking soda and water. Let me know down in the comments which of these 5 you think is gonna work the best. So I'm gonna put a little bit of hand sanitizer on the outside label, and then I'm going to start trying to remove it. I'm gonna use my fingernail, which isn't working, and I will try using a screwdriver. Okay, so definitely not coming off easily. Let me try adding some more hand sanitizer. Sometimes it just takes a while to activate the glue. I will say the hand sanitizer is working better than if I didn't have anything on it, but it's still pretty hard to take this label off. All right, so number 2, I'm gonna put some warm water on the outside of the label. Then I'm gonna come in with some vegetable oil and see how that works in taking the label off. Okay, so I have the top label off, so I'm gonna add the vegetable oil to where the sticky glue is. I will say the vegetable oil probably worked a little bit better than the hand sanitizer, but it may be because of the warm water, but it's still a struggle to get the label off. Next up is Goo Gone. So I think I'm gonna let all of them go under the warm water for a little bit, and then we'll add the Goo Gone. I can already see it starting to activate the glue. So the Goo Gone definitely removed the label the best out of the 3 so far, but I still have some that I need to take off. Number 4 is peanut butter. I'm probably most interested to try this one. I feel like this is gonna be such a mess. Maybe I put too much. Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel like I gotta get a knife to scrape this off. All right, you guys, this one's actually working. I think it's probably working better because I'm using the knife. I probably wouldn't use this method just because it's pretty messy. All right, so I'm gonna make a paste with baking soda and water, and that's gonna be number 5. I think one of the takeaways is to let whatever you're using sit on there for a little bit before you decide to start scraping it off. So this one's working pretty good. It's a little messy, so honestly, I think I would probably just use warm water, boiling water to take them off. My favorite of the 5 was definitely the Goo Gone. I would say the baking soda was probably second for me, and I don't know if I would use the other 3 again.